Okay, so picture this. You're a chef, right? You've got this amazing kitchen, all the tools you could possibly need, top of the line, everything.
Mm-hmm.
But then you need to like separate tomato sauce, get it perfectly smooth, no seeds, no skins.
Yeah.
You need a specific tool for that, right?
For sure.
Well, that's kind of what it's like with DAX functions in Excel. They're like those specialized tools. Each one is made for a very specific data task.
Uh-huh.
And today we're doing a deep dive into one of these tools, a DAX function called TOCSV.
Okay.
Now, I know it doesn't sound super exciting like a super fancy blender or something,
Right.
but trust me, this little function, it could be a serious lifesaver for anybody who works with data in Excel.
Absolutely. TOCSV might sound a little niche, but it's actually incredibly powerful.
Okay.
Think of it like a universal translator for data.
Ooh, interesting.
It takes information that's kind of trapped in an Excel table and transforms it into a simple text format that pretty much any system can understand.
So it helps different programs talk to each other.
Exactly.
Okay, I can already see how this could be useful.
Yeah.
But let's break it down a little bit. For those of us who, use Excel all the time, we know the DAX formulas, they're kind of like the engine behind these really complex calculations, right?
Absolutely. They add this whole extra layer of analysis and manipulation that you just can't do with basic spreadsheet functions.
Okay.
And TOCSV, even though it's got this really simple name, it's actually got a lot of power when it comes to making your data more portable.
More portable.
Yeah.
I like that. So like, let's say I'm looking at this massive sales report in Excel, thousands of rows. But I only need to share like the top 10 performers, for a quick email summary.
Yeah.
That's where TOCSV comes in.
That's exactly it. And that's where the max rows parameter is super useful.
Okay.
Imagine you need to pull just like a small sample from a huge data set.
Right, like a little sneak peek.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of manually copying and pasting, you can just use TOCSV and set max rows to 10, and it'll grab those first 10 rows and convert them into that universal text format.
Okay, that's super handy.
Huge time saver.
Totally.
Yeah.
So we've got this text string with our data, but what about the formatting? I see there's a delimiter option.
Right.
What is that all about?
So delimiters are all about making sure that your data is organized in a way that other programs can understand. It's like punctuation for your data.
Okay.
By default, TOCSV uses a comma to separate the values.
Okay.
That's where the name CSV comes from. Comma-separated value.
Oh, like the commas in a list?
Exactly. But, some systems use different separator.
They do?
Yeah, some might use tabs, spaces, or even other characters.
Wow.
The great thing about TOCSV is you can actually change that delimiter to match whatever the other system expects.
So it's not just converting the data, it's making sure that it can actually talk to the program you're sending it to.
That's exactly it.
Like a diplomatic envoy for your data.
I like that.
Okay, so that makes TOCSV incredibly versatile. I noticed there's also an include headers option. Is that just for making things look pretty, or is there a practical reason to use it?
Including headers is super helpful for whoever's receiving this data, especially if they're not familiar with your spreadsheet.
Okay.
It's like giving them a map to your data. Imagine receiving a list of numbers without knowing what each column represents.
Right, it'd be like, what is this?
Exactly. Headers give you that crucial context.
So it's less about aesthetics and more about making sure the data is actually usable.
Right, especially when you're collaborating.
Exactly. So it seems like these parameters, max rows, delimiter, include headers, they all work together to give the user a lot of control over how the data is outputted.
TOCSV isn't just a one-size-fits-all tool. It adapts to your needs.
It's like having a custom-built tool for every data sharing scenario.
Exactly.
So the big takeaway here is that TOCSV is a simple but surprisingly versatile tool. For anyone working with data in Excel, it might not be the flashiest function, but it can definitely save you a ton of time and hassle when you need to get your data talking to other systems.
Absolutely. And here's a final thought for you. As we've seen with TOCSV, sometimes the most unassuming tools can unlock incredible capabilities.
Yeah.
So don't underestimate the power of exploring even the seemingly minor functions within Excel or any other tool that you use. You never know what hidden gems you might find that can streamline your workflow and make you a total data ninja.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's those little things that make all the difference.
Absolutely.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive, but we'll be back soon with another exciting look at the tools and techniques that can help you conquer the world of data.
See you next time.